Yo, let's talk about Dalton Knecht because DK is having it his way once again. And the Lakers are ba-da-ba-ba-ba loving it. That's not how any of that goes. But anyways, ever since the start of March, Dalton Knecht has seemingly refound his groove and proven to be a reliable offensive option for the Lakers off of the bench. In this video, let's take a quick look at what's changed in Dalton Knecht's offensive approach and how he's been able to break through his own rookie wall and find his second wind this season. Before we get started though, if I could please ask you guys to hit this channel up with a subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. These videos are free, but the time and work that I put into them are also free, but I do spend a lot of time and work on them. So please help a brother out. I'm getting married in June. Hit me up with a subscribe. Thank you. All right, so let's get started. Dalton Knecht, his 1 of 5 performance versus the Phoenix Suns notwithstanding, in which he came into that game questionable with a back injury from the injury he sustained from hanging on the rim versus the Denver Nuggets. All that aside, Dalton Knecht has had a very solid March for the Los Angeles Lakers. In the month of March, DK is averaging 14.5 points on 51% from the field and 41% from three, knocking down 2.8 threes a game, culminating in that bang-out performance he had versus the Denver Nuggets on Friday, in which he dropped 32 points and hit another 5 threes. So what's changed about Dalton Knecht in the month of March, and how has he been able to refine a rhythm and groove for himself offensively? Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. The biggest reason Dalton has been able to round into form is the simple fact that he's just gotten more rotational minutes in the last couple of weeks. Given the Lakers' multitude of injuries the last couple of games, Dalton Knecht has been thrust into a more solidified rotation role where he's gotten more minutes, reps, and shots. But now let's take a closer look at the types of shots that Dalton Knecht has been taking and making and see why his recent hot stretch goes beyond simply just hitting shots. Number 1, let's talk about Dalton Knecht's increased on-ball off-the-dribble play. Because even dating back to his days at Tennessee, Dalton Knecht is actually a much more versatile on-ball pull-up shooter than he is a stationary catch-and-shoot shooter. And in this stretch with the Lakers, Dalton Knecht has had increased reps as the on-ball primary creator. When Dalton can get a couple of dribbles in before he shoots and get that pep in his step and that feel for the ball, it allows him to find that rhythm for his shot release much better. He's got a methodical, hypnotic way of dribbling the ball that kind of lulls defenders to sleep. And then he's also got a nasty step back and a high release point that really aid him in his off-the-dribble attack. He's also a much more lethal mid-range pull-up shooter than he's given credit for, and though he doesn't have advanced handles, he can easily get to his spots anywhere in the mid-range because he's patient. But again, Dalton can only do this if he has the ball in his hands and has the opportunity to dance around with it a little bit. And in this last stretch, we have seen Dalton Knecht become more aggressive, taking guys off the dribble, sizing them up, and then draining it right in their eye. Next, let's talk about Dalton Knecht's transition play and his effectiveness as a rim runner and finisher. Because over these last few games, Dalton Knecht has really been hauling ass down the court as a rim runner, running the wings in transition for easy buckets to perfection. He has been one of the Lakers' best and most athletic transition finishers, especially with LeBron James absent. Once a shot goes up, DK has been leaking out, sprinting down the court, and catching outlet passes from Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves for these easy transition buckets. From there, he's been able to use his sturdy frame to muscle dudes off and finish at the rim. He's also just been a lot more aggressive in general in looking for his own shot and attacking, and has even had some nice grab-and-go moments in transition where he snatches the board out of the air or steals the ball from an opposing offensive player and then takes it all the way down himself on the other end. This dynamic transition play and Knecht's ability to push the pace off of his own dribble is a super underrated skill, and one that I want to see him continue to flash, because he's got that burst and athleticism to keep defenses on their heels. Speaking of Dalton's burst and athleticism and him handling the ball more, let's talk about Dalton Knecht attacking closeouts. In this last stretch, instead of just settling for the first catch and shoot shot that he gets, instead of just unconsciously firing away the second he gets the ball, Dalton Knecht has made an intentional effort to vary his game up for the better and has been much more aggressive in attacking the rack and keeping defenses on their toes. He's been able to leverage his immense shooting gravity and the fact that defenders close out so hard on him in the perimeter to utilize his quick first step and solid ball handling skills to blow right past them and get easy buckets at the rim. And once Dalton has a head of steam behind him, because he's strong, athletic, and has good finishing skills at the rim, he can really make defenses scramble and pay for underestimating his on ball driving ability. Lastly, let's talk about Dalton Knecht's increased usage as a screener. Instead of just having Knecht stand in the corners and be a stationary catch and shoot 3-point shooter, JJ Redick has made a more concerted effort to make DK a more active part of the offense by having him be more of the initial screen setter. From there, DK can either pop out to the 3-point line and fire away, or he can pump fake and relocate, or he can use his quick off the dribble speed to cut to the basket or drive into the paint for easy buckets. By making Knecht a screener, it allows him to be a much more versatile, lethal, and unpredictable part of the Lakers' offense. And in general, this just keeps Dalton more involved in the offense overall, and it keeps him in movement and utilizes his sturdy frame, good mobility, speed, and athleticism, because he's always a threat to hit a three-pointer or finish right at the rim. And overall, throughout his career, Dalton has shown really good instincts as an off-ball cutter, knowing when to dive into open space, and so involving him in multiple screening actions that gets him in movement only amplifies this innate skill even more. So here's the main secret to Dalton Knecht's recent offensive resurgence. The less the Lakers have used Dalton Knecht as a stationary, one-dimensional catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, the more Dalton Knecht has been able to showcase his variety of offensive skills and score more efficiently and consistently. Because at the end of the day, Dalton Knecht has always been a well-rounded three-level scorer who can score in a myriad of ways. And so if you don't give Knecht the ball and allow him to cook and dance a little and just strictly park him out on the corners, you're never going to get the most out of Dalton's high offensive ceiling because he can always do so much more. So yeah, kudos to the coaching staff for getting Dalton Knecht more involved in the offense. Kudos to Dalton Knecht for becoming more aggressive and intentional in his attacking. Let's just keep making sure that we utilize every facet of Dalton Knecht's versatile offensive game, because the more we do that, the more effective a bucket getter Dalton Knecht becomes. All right, so that'll do it for this video. None of this is rocket science. I just hope you enjoyed my consolidated look at Dalton Knecht's recent stretch. Again, the Phoenix Suns game notwithstanding. If you guys could do me the huge favor of liking this video, commenting down below, and most importantly, hitting subscribe on this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And with that said, this has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.